Hi, this is Kenya, and welcome to Explorations in Herbalism or Curious Herbalism. It's autumn. You know what time it is. It's the season of the witch. I've got my hair, I've got my hat. The funny part is, this is my actual hat that I wear. My daughter made it for me. And this is my actual hair. Ooh, that's something, isn't it? Welcome back. I've been gone for a minute, but I'm like Cool G rapping Polo, back again. And a lot of you will not know what that reference is about. So if you don't know, go ask your mama, ask your mom, or how do they used to say it in the rap? If you don't know, now you know. After you ask your mom, Coogee Rap and Polo were rappers. Okay, so that was when, hip hop was young and we were listening to Big Daddy Kane, and the only herbal books out were Cunningham's Encyclopedia of Magical Herbs or Anna Reva's herbal books, as far as what was available to us. But it's a new day, it's a new way. And now we can have all kinds of new and exciting information available to us at the tips of our fingers, at the click of a keyboard, or at a quick stroll down the aisle of any reputably good bookstore to get whatever we need. And it's not like it used to be, but it isn't going to be the same in the new times. Because honestly, a lot of the stuff we have access to, you may think you can get it, but they've taken it out, they've gotten rid of it. Just because it's on the internet doesn't mean it's true. And just because it's on the internet doesn't mean it's the full story or the full book. Some of these editions you're getting, the library scans them in, and guess what? It's not the best edition. It might be the last edition, but it's not the best edition. But, I'm not going to go on a long tangent. I'm not going to go on a rant. Yes, I am. No, I'm not. I just wanted to talk about that. It just crossed my mind. It just was like a little seed in my mind. And the funny part is that's what we're talking about today. Our seeds. You know, and that's my husband coughing in the background. Um, I hope he's okay. I'll have to make him some hyssop. I picked the hyssop today too. Okay, so seeds. Seeds are not necessarily just the power of that particular plant. That's one of the things I have to work with students sometimes, with people that I study with when I do my seminars. They get caught up on, oh well, a rose, hip has rose seeds in it, so it's only for love. No, 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 no. Or it's only for protection or healing. No, 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 no. A seed is a special form of the plant, a form of life. And that form is called potential. It's got a kinetic energy ready to kick into place. And the thing about seeds, you can work with unknown seeds for most of the time to do new beginnings in your projects. One thing I always tell people, I don't be talking. Chopper went by and I lost my connection. So one of the things on my end is that um, when you're using any kind of seed, you can use that to mix with aster. We talked about aster before. Anything in the aster family being for new beginnings and can be healings. So I wouldn't just use that as, oh, I'm going to heal with roses. No, find yourself some seeds, preferably from non poisonous plants. You can actually make a new beginnings pouch. That's what I would do. I would even maybe make a new beginnings bottle. It's not like jar magic, but it's a little bit different. And you can actually make that into, it's not a true talisman, but more like a fetish, but in the non weird way. What did my daughter call them? Freaky frogs? It's not like that. It's not like that. But you can make all kinds of things for new beginnings from seeds. Now, certain seeds do have certain energies. Like if I were doing an abundance working, I'd probably use pumpkin seeds or squash seeds. If you notice, they are very prolific. They grow quickly. They are good, and they'll get rid of the negative energy in your project because what else do pumpkin seeds do? They get rid of worms and parasites. So maybe you can get rid of people who have been hanging on. But I'm going to need you to hang on for a moment because I want you to check these shows out right here. Now, something else you can do, you can put your energy of intention into a seed and sew it into your clothing. You've seen clothes with seed beads in them. You've seen outfits that had seed beads and belly dance coins, probably if you're in Detroit. Yeah, you're going to see it. And a lot of times they're fake, they're acrylic, or they're glass. But originally they were the size of a seed. I'm so sorry. I'm getting over the witch's ball. I just came out of the Michigan witch's ball this weekend, so I'm still catching up on my sleep. It was a party. But you can use actual seeds to make beads. In fact, for prosperity, I would recommend millet seeds. There's an African goddess in East Africa that's over millet. And because I cannot pronounce her name properly, I'm not going to say it because her name doesn't belong to me if I can't pronounce it. But you can look it up. But yeah, so you can use seed beads made of actual seeds and add them to your outfit, add them to your clothing, and use those for the potentiality of prosperity. Now, you could also use them for other purposes. And this is through the magic of contagion when things that are in proximity um, have an energy, and by it being next to something, that energy is transferred or shared. Like I would probably use morning glory seeds if I want to go on a little meditative expedition into myself. Don't smoke them. I'm looking at you. I would probably use moonflower seeds if I wanted to go take a deeper trip or start working in trance work or working in theta or if I were working in dream magic. But you have to be careful with moonflower and many of the other night blooming plants or anything in the intoxicated family because they can hurt you. I'm not going to recommend use the tourist seeds if you're not used to working with those kinds of things because they are poison, they are toxic, and I don't want you to get harmed. But if you're experienced, you can definitely use the tourist seeds, but don't put them in your mouth. I'm looking right at you. Don't smoke them, and don't make a paste on your third eye, because if you make a paste out of the tourist seeds, an extract, you put them right here in the center of your forehead, more than likely the exposure will be too much. Remember, the skin is an organ, and you'll probably die. Don't do things that will harm you. On a more positive note, what other seeds do you have that you could use? Well, of course, there's beans. Beans and peas represent prosperity. Because they represent prosperity, that we use them in hoodoo and in African American folk magic, which is hoodoo, but then there's other things that we do have in African American folk magic that are not as pure blood as hoodoo that we use beans for. Matter of fact, even in Italy, they use fava beans in certain traditions in folkloric practice to represent prosperity. Sometimes it's also used for a birthing soup, but I'm not going to get into why. My midwives know why. I'm not going to get into that tonight. But there's so many things you can do with seeds. You can wrap your money around seeds so it'll grow and put it in your money jar or your money bowl. There are some other things I'd like to get into. Uh, I don't want to weigh you down, and I also want to keep this an herbal show. But some people put certain parts of animals that they have, and they put the seeds with them in order for you to grow your intention and for maybe like, let's say it was a foot, for it to go out and track or to go out and run and get your money. And of course, you're not going to harm an animal to get these parts because that has all kinds of energy that comes with it too. But if it's something that was hunted and harvested and eaten in a respectful manner, that's a different thing. Let's say I want to be fleet of foot, you know, but I want to be protected when I'm in my race or I'm in my travels. Maybe, just maybe, I have a rattle and that rattle has some deer hooves on it because that's common for rattles, real rattles. And then I put in the ball of the rattle, maybe I have a rawhide ball, rattle top. I might put in that bladder some seeds, probably from rue, but more likely from creeping Charlie and rue. When I say rue, I mean ruta, narrowleaf fanny rue. And probably the third one that I would put in there would be something that would make me a little bit faster. So I definitely wouldn't use New England blue aster because that would slow me down. I might put in some foxglove seeds to rev it up a little bit. Don't eat foxglove because it can hurt you. But the seeds are fine. And I could put all those seeds together in my rattle, have my for when I need to be doing a ritual to be fleet of foot or to be fast. To escape, I want to be fast. I want to be quick. I see my feed is freezing a lot. So I think tonight's show, we're going to end a little bit early because I don't want to give you a negative experience in watching the show. But I promise to have a better server next time. The tank command by me is doing some weird stuff. And when that happens, it usually freezes a lot. So I'm not really surprised. But I will say this one last thing about seeds that you want to keep in mind. The biggest seed that you have is the seed of your intention. And you can work with that in everything in every way because your magic begins with you. See you here next time.